Hey up there, morning. Welcome back to another edition Barnsley Biker Video Diaries. It's an early start today. We're on the way down to one of my favourite in the classic bike show calendar, if you like, in the UK. We're on our way to the classic dirt bike show. I'm going to finish my brew, then we're going to get on way. That's nice. On the way down to Telford. Usual format. I'm going to try and share with you something that's interesting, unusual. You'll probably see some of my favourites sneak in there. But yeah, let's get on the road. I've got to pick Aid up, so let's get going. Right then, that's it, we've arrived. Let's get inside and see what's here. This way. Okay, it's not a dirt bike, but it's worth looking at. A nice Norton calf racer. I think it's obviously displaying the bike lifts, but that is neat. Guessing they drained the oil because it's not leaking. Just joking, guys. Motor Marini. I've got to stop and take some pictures of these, otherwise my mate Little Steve will curse me. But I think I showed you these last year. That one was here last year. Motor Marini did some very nice V-twin enduro off-roaders, and this stand always has a very good display, also good turnout, so well worth coming to have a look at. And in dirt bike terms, unusual, but worth considering if you're looking for an all-round green laner, everyday commuter. Nice bikes. Close up of the engine. That they are. Yes. A lot of engine in a small space. But a very interesting motor if you look into the tech on these motors. Cotton Owners Club. Another blast from the glory days of British scrambling. We're going to call it scrambling today because that's what it was. British built dirt bikes. So, looking at that, I bet that rivals your Makos and Husqvarnas in performance and what it takes to get it started. The Cotton EMX. Yeah. Guessing that's late 70s, early 80s. Don't know. Okay, just spoke to the guy that restored this. Apparently it has been here before, but in unrestored form. And my speculation on approximate year, it's a 1979. So, yes, very nice. I had to stop and look at this one. A nice, not orange, earlier KTM. I'm guessing from the same era as that Cotton. Looking at the specs on it, so late 70s, maybe early 80s. Yes. Good condition, very nice. Very nice. Another club stand. These were here last year. Some different bikes from last year and some that were here last year. But the one that caught my attention on this stand, the CCM. Again. From the era when perhaps British scrambling was waning and the world was taking over, but yeah, another proper one. Yeah, as Aid's just been saying, probably looking a little bit too clean. It's taken out and given a good thrash, that. But yes, I am liking that CCM. Okay, let's get a bit further. See what else is going off. just spotted this KE175 on the vintage Japanese motorcycle club stand. And again, back in the day when I first started riding, this is one of the bikes that I really lusted after. They don't seem to attract the restorers the same as the DTs and XTs and TSs, but still, that is a very nice bike. Again, from the era when men were men and boys were scared, this Yam 490. Again, I'm guessing late 70s. It's got four-link suspension, but we're still on drum brakes. Air-cooled motor. But that, very clean. Probably too clean. It wants taking out and thrashing. But testament to whoever built that. That is. The thing with dirt bikes is, as soon as somebody bought them, they changed the plastics, they changed the graphics, they modified them. So to get one in what to me looks standard condition and that sort of condition takes a big effort, massive effort, and that is very well done, very clean. I say, just wants using now. I said I'd find you something different, and this is a, well, to me it looks like a BSA frame, but it's got a Jap motor stuck in there. The colour caught my attention. Obviously that's my favourite colour scheme, as you all know, but yeah, I'm going to have a look round the other side. Yeah, there it is from the other side, with that motor well and truly shoehorned into that frame. But yeah, something different. I was walking past and I looked, that exhaust first caught my eye, when I had another quick look. CZ, a company that back in the day was very competitive in scrambles here in the UK and across Europe. That's very neat. Despite the commentary in the background, I had to get this. This is the iconic V-bike, Sammy Miller's GOV 132 Aerial.
It's a different character.
Obviously attracting a lot of attention.
We love doing what he was doing.
The bike's as famous as the man.
And the funny thing is, like,
the Aerial that he developed over the years before he moved on to work with Bultaco and then Honda.
Really? He says,
very nice. Good to see those. Basically a display of Sammy Miller bikes. The Bultaco that he helped develop, that's one of the very early models with the round cylinder head, which Sammy Miller is famous for taking on to become, back in the 70s, the bike to have if you wanted to win. Then there's the Honda next to that. Again, Sammy very famous for working with Honda. That's the bike he helped develop.
That's the sort of natural talent here.
That one's actually, I think it came as a 250, but it's a 305. That'll be the factory.
Did either of you get a chance
Works bike. There you go. I'll give you the.
Any of the guys that you admired when you were young? Oh yeah.
When I was like 18.
Another TL Honda. This one's part of a team that Sammy Miller runs apparently, but the bike that he was strongly involved in developing for Honda and became a very formidable, in the right hands, very formidable trials tool back in the day. SWM, again, late 70s, early 80s, they were one of the European manufacturers that started having a strong presence in enduro, trials, motocross, before the Japanese took over and dominated. That's a nice, well turned out enduro. Just give you a quick view of some of the private entries. Got a nice Suzuki P250. But again, a lot of these we may have seen before at various shows. A good turnout. So if you're unsure about coming to Telford, it is always worth visiting because there's something that you've not seen before. So you can have a wander around. If I pick anything out, I'll let you have a look. That Honda is something I've not really seen before. Basically the Honda 500 4-valve motor in a special frame turned into a scrambler, 4-stroke scrambler. I bet that's a potent piece of kit. Again, I'm sort of tipping early 80s, reminiscent of the Yamaha specials that were built using the XT motor. Suppose we'll just have to get a quick look at this one for Gail. Ozzy Osbourne's bike. Hey. Wow. There you go. Ozzy Osbourne's little Yami scrambler. Well, I suppose that's a motocrosser wheel, isn't it? There you go.
But it wasn't me that started it in the first place.
Said I'd bring you something different or interesting.
Jimmy the Crab End. The right way out about.
There's a couple of Bultaco Pasangs in this hall, but I've just been saying to Aid, back in the day when I first got into motorbiking, first looked into dirt bikes, the Bultaco Pasang was the bike to have if you're going crossing, scrambling. And next to it, one of the late Rossers, very nicely turned out in the orange. Again, just needs using. We're not for looking at, we're for riding. Just come across these two BSAs on the individual entries. A couple of flat trackers, one of them obviously well used.
Well, I can quickly tell you a story of it.
And this one
I was only about 12.
looking very much of the period. Baby blue with the very 70s BSA, very 60s, 70s. This little one-off Bantam Special Trails bike caught your eye just because of that paint job. A bit fancy for a trials bike, but very well executed. Finally found a bike with a proper engine in it.
It's about the right height to lean on one.
That's about all I could probably do with it. Yeah, just been talking to the guy that built it, and it's built as an HL replica as such, but 540 motor with lots of bits and pieces in to keep it reliable. But yeah, the way they should be. Yeah, we're liking that a lot. I mentioned in the intro that there'll be probably some of my favourites that we'll see at the show, and Beamish Suzuki, well represented here, and if you want parts, a good selection, along with a good turnout of bikes. Still one of the best looking bikes of the era. A lot of Hondas on display here, but that's not surprising because for a period Honda definitely ruled motocross, especially, and enduro, and there's some nice turned out bikes every which way you turn. There's some decent Hondas on display and for sale if you're interested. So but these two caught my eye again. I'm guessing late 70s. When we're talking about Hondas, and we come around the corner of this very well turned out little red rocket, the iconic red motor. Every schoolboy motocrosser's dream back in my day. That's tidy. Too clean again, but hey, it's good to see it. There you have it from the other side.
He's going to have a look and see if the Avant fits the Avant.
And if you're looking for anything, Telford's a good place. In Motion here, well-known company, selling bits for a lot of the classic dirt bikes. So yeah, something for everybody, I say. And they've obviously brought quite a lot along with them. So, not just a good place to see bikes that you've not seen for years, a good place to pick up those bits and pieces to keep yours running or to get that restoration completed. Okay, onwards and upwards. Something a little bit different from your Matisse or your Rickman or your CCM, a Shaney framed BSA scrambler. Nicely, purposefully turned out. There you go, another XT based motocrosser. This one less modified than the one we looked at earlier. But yes. Okay, we're walking through what's mainly the retail hall, lots of sort of auto jumbo, new parts, etc. So don't bring your wallet, leave it at home, otherwise you will spend a lot of money, because if you want it, it's here. So we've found the Holy Grail. It says it's £7,250, so I'm not sure it's a genuine one or a replica, but the HL 500. Basically, they took a Yamaha XT engine, put it in a special frame, motocross suspension, and took them racing. Yeah. Heavily modified engine. Unfortunately, I don't have the inside leg to be able to ride it, probably. But fairly rare these days, but for a while I had one of these in my garage, hoping the kids would take to it and ride it, but never happened, so I ended up selling it. Things you regret selling sometimes. Back in. As I was saying, new parts, used parts, whatever you're after, come down to Telford. Even if it's just to make contact, so in the future you know where to get your bits from. But plenty to be had. So we're going to be not be long before we're making tracks. The feet are starting to ache and we've seen nearly everything now. I can highly recommend get yourself down to the Telford Classic Dirt Bike Show. Well worth a visit, and if you need something, this is the place to get it from. Right then, that's it. We're making our way back to the car. Thanks for watching. Remember, as always, I am the Barnsley Biker. Please like, please subscribe, and I'll see you.